Here we are. We've been at the basement all night long. I'm interviewing my boy Siran Stacy. Now, if you don't know Siran, I want you to take a quick look at this video. So now you know who he is and what he does. So here you are playing Alabama. Now, did you get a scholarship or did you just go down there and walk on? What'd you do?
You know, at 8 years old, I had this dream to play for the University of Alabama. 12 years later, you know, here it was on a September day in Legion Field, you know, after just overcoming a lot of obstacles in Coffeyville, Kansas, yeah. And I put on that crimson jersey, which is a proud moment of my life.
They said right before you went out of the tunnel, there was a defining moment.
We're coming out. To my left is the $1 Million Band. In front of me is the Alabama cheerleaders and Big Al and the big old sign that says Roll Tide. You had about 70,000 fans rocking the stadium. And we're about to run through that tunnel but before I hit the field,
listen to this.
I look out to my right and I see that goalpost. The same goalpost I saw when I was 8 years old.
Wow.
It took 12 years to happen, but this dream happened.
What happened? Listen to what he's about to tell you. This is the most powerful thing, probably one of the most powerful stories I've ever heard in my whole life.
On November the 11th, 2007, I was 1 mile away from my home, and a grown man, he was 27 years old. He was twice the legal limit, consumed with alcohol. He had contracted the AIDS virus. He had went over 12 miles in his vehicle.
Attempting to commit suicide.
Yeah, he hit three other vehicles before he got to my van that night, and 7 people were in my van.
Wow.
So it was my wife, who was 36 years old, my 18-year-old daughter, my 9-year-old daughter, my 10-year-old son, my 4-year-old daughter, Shelly, at the time, and my 2-year-old baby. And only Shelly and I survived that night.
Now, I hope I'm not pressing buttons by asking all this, but I would assume after losing everything, you're probably a little bit suicidal.
Well, you know, as I was saying earlier to your audience, I went through a series of emotions, and one of those was suicide, because I was dead spiritually, and my life, my whole life really felt like a waste. And
but God whispers something.
Well,
you take your life, He's going to take care of her.
Well, amen.
You had every right and every reason to just quit on God. And here you are today. I've seen you in the last week preach it.
Yeah.
4 events. You did a rally and people are walking down the streets in Anniston, following.
Only God can do this. Only God can change the unchangeable. It starts with believing with Him. It starts with, you know, reading the Word and having faith with this Word. And He'll bring you out.
I want you to tell everybody out there, where can they find you? You have a foundation? Or
I do. You can go to siranstacy.org, send me an email, send in a prayer request. I believe in the power of prayer.
This man can pray.
First and foremost.
Okay, we're going to be a big partner, a big support.
By God.
What's one thing you came tonight that you would tell people of the basement?
I would say, don't judge the basement until you come and experience.
Yeah.
I never experienced the basement in my life, and I've heard about it, but you know, coming here tonight, my eyes were completely open to another form of worshiping God. And let me tell you what, it was absolutely amazing. Amen. To the basement and Matt Pitt and all the people that are behind you. I fully believe in what you're doing and will be proud to sow into it.
Yeah, thank you. Well, I appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
I know our audience appreciates you being here. Do you not? Siran Stacy, an Alabama hero, an American hero. You're going to be seeing a whole lot more of him this year and all over the place. Again, you're watching Basement TV. Much more coming up. I see it.